is up, people? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. We have a special guest in the house tonight, but before we get to the interview, I want to send a very, very big condolences to the family and friends of the legend Terry Funk, who passed away today. Thoughts and prayers are with everybody in the wrestling industry that knew him. He was indeed a legend. There's so many memories that run through my head absolutely right now, just thinking about it. But we'll give that its space, and we'll, on the next No Gimmicks, we'll chop up a tribute show for it. But I do want to get to the business at hand. But before that, I just want to make sure I put that out there that prayers and condolences are with the Funk family tonight. But we have a good guest here tonight. If you follow the series that we have before they blow up, we had D.L. Hartley on here, and he brought up this guy's name, and I went and checked him out. So he is a very, very entertaining guy, very, very hardcore guy in his own right. He gets down and dirty when he has to. He is the Rampage Wrestling Big Country champion. We're going to talk to him and explain what that means. But welcome to No Gimmicks, Mack, the franchise. How you doing, sir?
What up, man? I'm doing good. How you doing this evening?
Man, I'm doing okay. Thank you for your time tonight. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir, man. And then, as you spoke about earlier, man, with Terry Funk and his family, prayers out and condolences to them. Man. It's hard to talk about the history of Texas wrestling without the Funk family. So
very, very, very big figure in Texas wrestling, man. Yeah. So, do you have any stories that you have with Terry Funk?
See, for me personally, I have a different relationship with Terry Funk than some other people do. I didn't really watch wrestling kind of too much growing up because I was grounded from it. A lot of the wrestling that I watch, I go back and watch tape. And so I'm a fan of his 80s, 70s stuff that he did with his brother, and a lot of his stuff he did in Japan. And before he kind of started doing all the hardcore stuff. But I like that he was able to transition and extend his career and reinvent himself, because that shows another level of a performer that he is.
Absolutely. So, absolutely.
That's pretty awesome. Him and Sting, to be able to go at the rate that they're going and at the age that they're doing, you got to be able to evolve and just know what you can do and what you can't do. And that's
absolutely fun. Absolutely. It's becoming a lost art, because right now the only guy that's really doing that right now is there's two. There's Sting and Chris Jericho. Yep. That are constantly reinventing themselves and staying relevant. But yeah, man, you're absolutely right about that. There's so much. We can go into a whole podcast on their own, just that, But what got you into this avenue?
So when you say into wrestling, into doing the actual wrestling part, or just into watching it and being
let's go watching it, and then what brought you into the business of it?
So watching it wise, it was my uncle Dion. He just he was a wrestling fan. My mom and them used to go watch some Memphis wrestling, so used to go watch Jerry Lawler down in there. And
wow.
Big Junkyard Dog family. This is me kind of finding this out later. As I started. So I used to go down there and watch Memphis wrestling. Mm-hmm. And so he got me into watching wrestling. And the one thing that I kind of remember vaguely is that Mr. America Hulk Hogan thing going on. And the one thing that I really remember really is that lie detector thing going on. I think it was part of the lady. That's probably what I remember.
Yep. That's crazy. Out of all the ways, Mr. America is it's such a low key character.
Yeah.
In the vastness of Hulk Hogan. That's wild.
Yeah. And that's crazy. That's the thing that got me, because I didn't know, I looked at everything on and off, but I was just that's Hulk Hogan. And I was how am I living in crazy town? And so I was just what's going on?
So how did you get into the business of it? What brought you there?
After I got back into like watching wrestling when I got older because of just crazy stuff. Like after watching a Final Four, or it was like an NCAA tournament game, SmackDown came on. I started watching wrestling again because I got grounded knocking my sister's teeth out. Then I just forgot about it. But I was a fan again for years, and then I started because I was working at the Boys and Girls Club, and my boss gave me tickets, like on my check one day, and it was to like go watch a Rampage wrestling show. And I went to go check out the show, and on the at the back of the pamphlet and the program, it said like, apply if you want to be a Rampage wrestler, see if you have what it takes. And so I sent them the email profile about former collegiate athlete and all that, and I tried out, and I'm like the only person in my class still going today.
Oh wow, that's a chance encounter led you down all these stories are crazy, man, because it's like the more I do these interviews, it's like the wildest ways people get into it. That's like a total. If you didn't get those tickets, you probably wouldn't be a champion today.
No, that's another crazy thing. Like the journey to become a champion is even crazier than the journey to become a wrestler. Exactly.
So you said you were a collegiate athlete. What's your athletic background?
So I don't want to say I just put myself on my school like that. I played Division III football in Austin College, back there in the dirty shirt. I'll go Roos. All my former Roos out there.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So getting into the business, who did you model your style after? Was there anybody you looked at and you said, this guy has something I like, I want to be like that?
So like with my boy DL, how we're both kind of like big men, but we kind of like want to be different than like what traditional big men like do.
Right.
He likes to show off his athleticism and like, roll around, jump around, kind of different stuff like that. But me, I like to be a big dude, but I like to wrestle. I'm a big kind of like hands-on, like grappling kind of guy. And so like I used to watch just a lot of European style, Japanese style, 90s WCW, like cruiserweight stuff that kind of like I really shouldn't have been looking at. That had nothing to do with my weight.
No, it covers a lot because you're not just focused on like the American style.
Yeah.
You're focused on it brings you like if you want to go around the world, it'll translate. So
yeah. And like I just enjoy like how I view wrestling because growing up, when you get kind of made fun of or watch wrestling, like, oh, you still watching that fake stuff? And so like that kind of stuck with me. And so like I wanted my stuff to like if somebody ever showed this to somebody like, here, tell me wrestling's fake, and like they show like a Mack franchise clip, like something like that.
Right. Which is awesome because your profile picture is like it speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Like if you get in the ring with Mack franchise, you're gonna bleed. So I like that.
And that was what's funny is like somebody asked me like, oh, did you get that done for the picture? It's like, well, no, man, that was like my blood just going down my face. Like, come on, man. Like, just usually like anything that happens just was like wrestling. The first thing is like, was that supposed to happen? Is like did that really hurt? And I'm always just like, yeah, it hurt. And then like we don't know, stuff happens out there, man.
You never know, man. That whole fake thing, man. It's like wrestling is the only thing I know that gets that knock. Like, it's fake. Don't watch that stuff. But man, like I watch whole people cry off someone dying on The Walking Dead, bro.
It's yeah, for real.
It's like,
or like they're talking trash about wrestling, and then go talk about like Big Brother or Jersey Shore or something.
Exactly. Like why does wrestling get that knock? I like it. It's entertaining. You may think it's fake, but it's very, very real. The injuries are very, very real.
Yeah, it's like a beautiful violence to it. That's one of my favorite things about it.
It really is. So talk to me about Rampage. You're the big country champion, right?
Yes,
what are these divisions, and how is that made up, and how are you the big country champion? Like, walk me through this, because the divisions in Rampage are not your normal divisions.
Yeah, the They're not. So we have, instead of a tag team division, we have a duos division to where instead of like a one fall match, it's like you have to eliminate both partners to win the match. So it's like straight up just 2-on-2. And so like interesting stuff happens with that. Like you can see one dude come back from his partner getting eliminated or different stuff like that. And then we have a Rising Star Championship, which is, for a Rising Star. So it's like the young up and comer. I'm a Rising Star champion myself. I've won it like 3 times. Three times. Gotta get that in there. I thought I wasn't gonna say it, and it just came out.
Hey, let it roll, man. Let it roll.
And then we got the Big Country Championship. So around the Abilene area, there are 20 other counties, and they all flock to Abilene. That's a hub in that area. So this championship represents that area. And so, like, whenever I fight and defend it there, it's kind of like, I'm fighting it's almost kind of like ritual combat. Like, when I'm fighting there, it's like I'm fighting for the championship, kind of.
Right,
then,
right.
Like, whenever I'm traveling, it's like I'm fighting to still be able to, like, come back and, like, hold it.
Okay. That makes sense. You know what? I thought it was like a weight class thing. And it was like...
Oh, no. We definitely don't have a weight class thing. We fight all kinds of dudes, shapes and sizes in Rampage. I done fought with giants. I done fought with people that I thought I was going to throw around, and then they gave me running for their money.
Nice.
For my money.
Right. Never, don't underestimate anyone. But yeah, that's an interesting concept. I like it. So, as a performer, you've been doing this for a little bit. What's your favorite wrestling moment as a performer?
See, my favorite wrestling moment. See, like I'm a big like Shawn Michaels guy, and so like Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21, like that's one of my like favorite like go-tos.
Ooh. And
like one of my favorite moments is literally the finish, because I forget every time if he taps out or not. Like every time, like I forget that, like, because like in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, he's gonna like roll out and like do something else, and like I forget, and then when he taps, I'm like, ah. Every time I watch that.
Yep. So who's your dream opponent?
My dream opponent, man, it's like, I feel like right now, I would like, I love to hit people. That's my favorite way to do stuff. I like and perform, because like I played nose tackle. And so I'm used to getting hit like, every play, like no plays off of the contact. Like I didn't get a chance to run 5 yards and just run out of bounds and just jog back. I was getting hit every play. So like, I like contact. So I would love to go against somebody like Gunther or like Keith Lee. Like somebody I know that's like, I know they're going to make some sound when they hit me. Like Minoru Suzuki, he's a big one on my list, because like that would mean like a lot to me, because like with me, like I'm a wrestling kind of historian guy, like so like him and his catch wrestling background and stuff like that, like I would really enjoy to just get to pick his brain and talk to him, and maybe enjoy exchanging a couple strikes, see if I can handle it. I'll probably lose a couple teeth.
You're a wrestling historian.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, like I love it, man. Like when you go back and just discover, like that's why when I go back and try to tell people, like, why do you hate this so much? Like this is so cool. It was like, do you know why? Like we had to start doing this because, like, would you want to go and watch a 2-hour match in a tent?
Right.
we had to figure something out.
Right. That's awesome. So how versed is your wrestling knowledge history wise? Is it something that you use to further your skill, or is it something like, I know it type of thing?
Oh man, I definitely try to use it to like further my skill, like because with everyone kind of like trying to advance wrestling so much with the athleticism and the aerial moves and stuff like that, like I'm kind of like taking like a backwards approach, like, all right, man, like let's see where we came from, because I can't do that.
Right.
That ain't for me. And then like for me, with my mindset, like this is supposed to be like viewed as like a combat sport or like entertainment type deal. Like I just like, that's just like how I like to go about it. Like I like to do something and like I'll bust out like a little jiu-jitsu transition. So like just anybody who watches MMA or just who may know something, like, hey, like That's for real. That's for real.
Right. So are you like you're very technical aspect person, right? Technical wrestling. How deep does psychology play a role for you? Like, is it something? Does it like your matches have to make sense? Are you trying to tell a story when you put these matches together?
Oh man, for me, I'm pretty technical. Like, I'm usually breaking things down, kind of like moment by moment, body part by body part, because like I kind of view a match kind of like how I used to view football games, and like kind of like spots or different things can be viewed as like plays
Like
for
a
me.
play, yeah.
And so like for me, sometimes there are some people out there who like to try to do everything from A to Z type deal, kind of like Macho Man style, but I don't really like that. Like that's again coming from like I like to just go out there and just make it look like a fight, man. And sometimes like stuff don't happen right.
Right.
Like
no fight is gonna be perfect. But
yeah, like sometimes I think about like if you're watching a wrestling match, somebody will throw a kick, and if it doesn't land, they'll be like botch. But if you go watch like a UFC fight, the main event, you see them throw like a spinning windup kick and they miss, and everyone goes like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, that's true. I like that. You just made that make a lot of sense to me. So yeah, awesome. If a fan wanted to get to know you, say like a fan's never watched you, wants to watch you for the first time, what match should they watch to get to know Mack the franchise and why?
Oh, to get to know me, I have a match on YouTube. I was in Rampage Wrestling's first ever ladder match, and they should definitely get to watch that because like you get to see how how I talk about like my technical wrestling aspect, but I get put in an environment where I'm not normally in charge, but I take advantage of it. And especially, being a big Shawn Michaels guy. And this was like a week or so after Scott Hall had passed away too. So it was like a pretty crazy kind of like crescendo moment. And like I have a crippling fear of heights nobody really knew about. I was just dealing with it.
So you just went for it?
Yeah, I just went for it, and like I just laid everything out there, man. Like I was just out there. I didn't know. I was just out there hurting, breathing hard, not knowing if it was good. And then I come back and like people telling me like it was a good match, and they're like me and the dude I was with, we were fighting for the Rising Star Championship at the time, and we won match of the year last year for that match. But
oh, nice.
But if you want to check that match out like that, you'll see Mack the franchise right there because you'll see me never giving up and trying to hit somebody.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So what does the rest of 2023 look like for Mack the franchise? What are you looking to accomplish?
I'm looking to travel, get out there more. I have a big match coming up September 2nd here in Lubbock. We have the Rampage Classic. That's one of the biggest shows we have of the year. And I'm facing off against the Rampage champion. Champion versus champion non-title match. And so that's, biggest match of my career so far because he travels around. And so I beat him. That's a lot of tape. I can, start sending it out to other people like, hey, you booked this guy. Check this match out. Like, it's cool. And I won, type stuff.
So real quick.
Yeah.
You have this match. You pin the champion.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? Do you get a championship shot? Are we looking at a potential Mack the franchise holding 2 belts?
See, I've been trying to speak that into existence for years. Like, there's a hashtag that goes around every couple months called 2-strap Mack.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to see because this match is really just about respect between me and Axel Savage, another person that D.L. Harley brought up.
Shout out to Axel Savage.
Yeah, shout out my boy Axel Savage. I got you in a couple weeks. Well, actually, no, it's gonna be next Saturday. But he's a special dude. He's a special dude, and like me and him are gonna have it's gonna be a special match, man. Like we're pretty excited about what we're gonna do.
So tell me, how do you get it done? How do you get the job done?
I watch a lot of film. Like with my football approach, man. Like whoever I'm wrestling, I go find whatever matches they got available, and I just go and I watch stuff. Because if you go and like have stuff available, like you're not just like, so, hey man, like, what do you do? Like I walk up to them and I'm like, hey bro, I know you, and I walk away.
you know his strengths, you know his weaknesses, you know what works best for him, and you know how to counter. That's pretty much the basis of film study. I know what you're gonna run, I know how to counter it, I know what defense I need to be in, I know where to move. So very smart stuff. Very, very smart stuff.
Yeah, I probably keep some people in the back kind of nervous because like they're probably wondering like we haven't talked about anything. And I'm like I kind of don't want
to. You just want to let it happen.
Yeah, that's really like a lot of the times like I just need to know sometimes what needs to happen, or sometimes just like I hate to sound too artistry, like with the canvas, like the ring's my canvas.
Let it paint itself. Mm-hmm. I am a fan of that. There's a level of freedom that comes with that.
Oh yeah, I definitely like that because I've definitely tried the remembering stuff route, and you may have seen this happen a couple of times where like something or somebody forgets something, then you see the deer freeze in headlights.
Deer in the headlights, yep.
And then you see old Henry Headlock come out.
But I like that. There's also the aspect of realism in there because you don't know what's going to happen. So I am a fan of that. I'm a definite fan of that. Have you who do you have a mentor in the industry?
Oh, in the industry, see, I go to a lot of seminars when they're available. Like I've been trained by Dr. Tom Pritchard, Martin Skrull. Brutal Bob Evans, Sheldon Benjamin, what was it? It's like Mr. Starr. I think it's. I feel bad for forgetting his name. Justin Taylor too. But of course, my main mentor, Eric Grayson, the head trainer at for Rampage Wrestling. Like he plays a big part in like a lot of our training. Physical and like mental stuff. Like we have field sessions every once in a while, and it's pretty good. Like, because this is a mental aspect of like what we need to do.
I am a fan of all of your answers because you do sound like you're a very cerebral person, and I like cerebral wrestlers. I love them. Like, there's something about, and it's a psychology thing for me. Like, if you can make me believe that you are definitely going in there with the purpose to hurt someone, I'm a fan. Yeah. And I don't know how you're going to hurt them. I'm definitely a fan.
Oh, I come out there like a house of fire. Like, since I'm like a big sports guy, like I kind of wanted to feel like the third act of like a sports movie, like the main event, the boxing match of a show coming out. Like, I like to have that feeling whenever I come out. Like, it doesn't matter where I'm at on the card. Like, when I come out, you like, oh, yeah, Mack's coming out. Like, let's go.
Cool, man. So when's your next event?
September 2nd, Labor Day weekend.
Okay. I'm going to be busy.
And then after that, I'll actually be facing TJ Slater September 9th in Levelland, Texas, the week right after that.
Nice. Okay. So let the people know where they can find you, man.
See, I think I forgot what Twitter is. I haven't checked my Twitter in so long. I changed it to a different app. Also, what is on X? We got Mack the Franchise 99. On Instagram, we got Mack the Franchise 99. Facebook, you can look up Mack the Franchise. And then if you Google Mack the Franchise, a lot of my stuff will come up. And if you ever get on ProWrestlingTees.com, look up Mack the Franchise. Got a lot of black and yellow shirts ready for you guys to check them out. Fresh swag.
I like it. Pro Wrestling Tees, Mack the Franchise, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You got my support, brother. I'm definitely gonna cop me some merch off of there. And before we go, I have a game we play.
All right.
And It's called either or. It leads to one question. I have a streak going. I haven't done this in a while, but we'll bring it back. So I'll ask you a question, either or. I'll say some names, either or, and you give me your answer.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Eddie Guerrero
Okay.
or Shawn Michaels?
Oh. See, I saw in DLs you put Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, and he said Undertaker, and I was like, oh, no, I got to go Shawn. Well, you made this hard. Because I used to love watching Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko and matches from like ECW and WCW. Ooh. Why you got to make me test my love of Shawn Michaels? Like I still got to go Shawn. I think.
Okay. Shawn it is.
You made that real hard. You made that.
Yeah.
That was the longest you ever made me not say Shawn Michaels.
All right. Now I'm going to give you a good one.
Okay.
Undertaker
All right.
or Sting?
Ooh. See, I watch way too much wrestling. Because I'm thinking about like, Surfer Sting too, and like what he morphed into.
Yeah.
I watch way too much wrestling. See, I gotta go Taker, man, with how what he evolved into over the years too. But like,
okay,
yeah,
I'm not mad either way.
Yeah, because that Hell in a Cell with him and Triple H with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee.
Yep.
Match. Yeah, I bought that on my PlayStation 3 for like $5. That's not one match. It was like 48 minutes, and I was like, worth every penny.
Yes, you are definitely right about that. All right, you're a technical guy, so I'm thinking you're going to appreciate this one.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Zack Sabre Jr. Or Bryan Danielson.
Oh man. See, you need to get off my YouTube.
I did my homework.
See, this is tough because, like, I'm thinking about, oh man, this is really tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Because I'm like, well, man, I gotta go. Currently, right now, I gotta go. My boy Bryan Danielson, because like with what he's done with his career so far and what he's still doing, I gotta go with him. Zach's still going, but with Danielson and some of his like matches against like Kenta, Samoa Joe early in his Ring of Honor career, and then of course his WWE stint, like that match against CM Punk at Over the Limit 2012. That's like an underrated gem. I really enjoyed that match.
Yeah, I think what he's doing in AEW is like it's low key probably one of the best runs of his career.
Oh, without a doubt, it's amazing. Like that was
that he got hurt. If he didn't get hurt, you know what the match was going to be at All In?
Oh man, what's that?
Him versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Really? See, they were probably going to do it. See, I was still sad that they got taken away at the first Forbidden Door. Oh man. See, and like, cause Zach, he's like the one person I probably keep up with. Like, I've been watching all of his TV title defenses, and I kept up with him and Okada in G1. Nothing more. Like, and this is like the first summer, like in a long time, that like I've kept up with like the G1, and I was like, man, this is a lot. It's a lot.
The G1 has been phenomenal this year.
It was cool. Like a lot of my like other than like Okada and Zack Sabre, like Jeff Cobb and Eddie Kingston, I was enjoying a lot of their stuff too. So.
Yeah. It was some good stuff this year to come out of the G1. Very good stuff. All right, man. Last one. This is the one. Face or heel?
See, this one for me is going to be real cheesy, but I'm a big face guy because They tried to have me be a heel, but like I was just kind of like just being too good, funny, but like mean to like I guess everybody because like whenever I'm like trying to be mean, I can't be like the just evil mean. Like I'm a big tough like heel. I smile. I'm goofy. Like I try to be like annoying, like a little brother.
Like an annoying heel.
And so like something like that's too funny for me to ever do stuff. And so like there's something about me and like kids like maybe it's like the black and yellow and the jerseys and I come out and like bring like energy and I'm hyped. So like I'm a big like face guy and that kind of goes with like me growing up. Cause I used to always kind of want to be like a superhero, like the protagonist, like the guy. So like you kind of get that when you're kind of being like the baby face and like the good guy.
Yeah, so we spoke with Ahmed Johnson last night. We had him on the show last night, and he said something very interesting. He said that when he started his WWF career, they didn't tell him whether to be a face or a heel. They didn't tell him this, so he was just being him. And the crowd loved him. So when it came time to be a heel, he didn't do anything but change the color of his gear. That's it. That's it. I was like, that's magnificent. But I get it. If you want to be a face, hey, by all means, if you can pull that off, pull it off, man. And looking at your career so far, you're holding gold that's worked for you. So.
Oh man, like it's crazy. Like we have fans who travel between like all of our towns because like we travel between like Lubbock, Abilene, Sweetwater, Post, Plainview. Going to be in Odessa soon. Like we travel around. Like we've been to Fort Worth once for like WrestleMania weekend. So we it's kind of like the old school kind of like travel around, wrestling kind of deal. So. And like we've had fans like travel from like Abilene to Lubbock or Lubbock to like Abilene to come like watch different shows, and like it's kind of cool to kind of like have fans like come be invested and like watch our stuff.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. So, anybody you want to give a shout out to? Why we got you up here?
Oh man, of course I want to give a shout out to my boy DL Hartley, my boy Axel Savage. Like a lot of DFW guys, I want to give a shout out to Nate Collins, boy Max,
horsepower.
Yeah, my boy and Eddie, and of course Eddie Martinez. I think there's a lot of people up there though. Now I'm blanking. My boy Jack Lovecraft, love boy Jack. Well, and TJ Slater.
Nice, man.
Oh, man. It's gonna be fun.
Nice.
7-foot tall Bo Amir. Well, man, that's a mountain I'm trying to climb someday. Hate to make that sound weird, but
yeah, man. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on, gracing us with your presence. Stick around for a second. We do have some stuff I want to talk to you about offline, but man, while we had you on here and on the show, man, it's been amazing, man. So we definitely appreciate your time.
No, man, I appreciate you having me on, man. Like it's always a pleasure to get on here and get to tell my crazy little story because like how you talked about everyone's story is different and insane and unique, and so like every chance I get to tell mine, it's always special. So I appreciate you having me on here.
Oh, no problem, man. Anytime. So for everybody that tuned in, thank you. For everybody else that are tuning in on the audio side, thank you for tuning in as well. Until next time, thank you guys for tuning in to No Gimmicks. Enjoy the wrestling and peace.